What is going on, guys? It's Dolly, of course, and the lovely PJ, back in the house again tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit about Summer Wells, Elijah Vue, also Audrii Cunningham, Karen Reed, Harmony Montgomery, you name it. We're going to be talking a little bit about it tonight. And of course, if you're just tuning in, PJ, what should they do?
Hit the like.
You genius. She's a genius. She's a genius. Okay. So anyway, people have been sending me videos today, PJ, on a shallow grave, okay, that they say belonged to Summer Wells, and they found this shallow grave. Now, to me, I think somebody found a hole and said, hey, that hole possibly could be a hole that Summer Wells was in, and made a video about it. So what do you know about the whole Summer Wells shallow grave today, PJ?
I saw the video and I I hate that I feel really jaded on Summer Wells in general because I feel like we haven't gotten an update from law enforcement. Weren't they supposed to give us like a 2-year update?
Well, yeah, when they said they came out at the 2-year mark and said, hey, we're going to update you guys shortly, and then they never updated anybody.
Yeah.
So, and I think, a lot of these new YouTubers, they think, I don't know what they think, why they would post something like that. How do you have any proof that is a shallow grave for Summer Wells and it's not some hole you stumble across? So if you go to Tennessee and you see a hole in the ground, is that a shallow grave for Summer Wells?
I mean, I think it had significance in where it was located and having something to do with where Candace hung out or her and earnings. Something.
Yes.
I see how little I pay attention to it. I can't even recall what the exact scenario of the location was, but I know it had some significance. But to me, I'm just like, okay, did you call law enforcement? What did law enforcement say? And why aren't we getting updated
Can
by
you
them?
imagine being law enforcement and somebody call you and say, hey, I found a hole in the ground?
No. But then again, this whole case is like that. That's why it's really hard to get into anything new that comes from it because it's like we're getting stuff from random people on YouTube that are trying to make videos that are hits.
It's clickbait is what it is. I think it's just total clickbait. People know that ain't. If it's just a hole, why are you going to bring just you found a hole to YouTube? I don't know. People, it's just absolutely strange. We just watched this video, me and PJ, of Don Stephen McDougal. All right. Now, this is the guy that, tragically tied the rock to Audrii Cunningham and threw her in a river.
Well, her mom was on that one show saying how he was throwing his poop around.
Yeah, acting crazy. So look, so they go to his cell to arraign him for the trial, and he's in the cell butt naked and won't get dressed. Okay.
And then on the paper where he signed on the affidavit, it said refused to sign. So I don't know what he signed here because it says he did sign.
So he goes to court when he's arraigned, he's butt naked. He is absolutely butt naked while he's being arraigned, acting crazy as shit.
But did you see all his mugshots? He literally
said he was going back to bed.
I know, but did you? He's clearly acted like that before because on one of his mugshots, it literally looks like his face is like this, like somebody's holding his face like this. Did you not see that one?
I don't know if I seen that one, but I seen him butt naked, not wanting to go to get dressed. And the deputy was like, hey, man, don't do me like that. Put
yeah, because
cover.
he don't want to see his balls.
I mean, they got to look at it, squat and cough and look at buttholes already, Miss Nancy Gray.
I don't want to talk about vaginas, please.
Yeah. So, anyway, do you have that video pulled up? We're going to show it to you on the phone.
It's at a 5-minute mark, so it'll just take me a second. But
okay, well, she's going to pull it up for you guys, and you'll be able to see this man act the fool. Why even arraign him? Why not just pull the TV over to? They got to get that mobile where they can take it right to the jail cell. So they got to let these crazies out the jail. But that's not the first person I heard of being arraigned naked.
He just walked out there. Like, did he just? Oh my god. Okay, I think I have it at the right spot. Hopefully.
They had him on video arraignment. He was butt ass naked. Can't make it up.
That's right. We should note that the focus here, of course, should be on little Audrii Cunningham, just 11 years old, tragically killed. Dawn McDougal charged with capital murder in her death. He was arraigned in his jail facility on Wednesday, and you're about to see some video where deputies went to his cell, pulled him out so you face arraignment. Take a look at this disturbing video where apparently he was not clothed.
Okay. Where's your clothes? Hold on. What's your smack on for now? Come on out here. No, man. Come on, man. Don't disrespect me like that. All right, well, wrap up in that. Wrap up in blanket. Come on.
I mean, truly hard to believe right there. As McDougal then walks over to a desk area and is quickly arraigned on the charge of capital murder. He told the justice of the peace that he would hire his own attorney. He signed some paperwork and simply went back to his cell. Again, McDougal is being held at no bond. Also today, the Livingston ISD announced it will name a scholarship in honor of Audrii Cunningham, and that families in that school district will be able to apply for that scholarship in honor of the little girl who'll be laid to rest next week. We're live, Maya Shade, ABC.
Okay, so there he was.
Pig. Oh, that was disgusting.
I mean, this dude is a monster. Just look at the things he's done. Is horrible.
How's he been able to walk free? I just don't understand.
Well, he's locked in a cell by himself.
I mean, I see that now, but I mean, he's had charges like that consistently for years. Not murder per se, but he's harmed people.
The system failed Audrii, and her dad failed Audrii.
But he didn't have custody.
Well, he still
That's another thing. I mean, he didn't even have custody.
He still failed. He lived there. He failed his kid, allowing that shit to be around his daughter. I truly believe that.
I mean, I agree.
And then
it's just.
I mean, the whole situation of, what we heard on Nancy's today, where her clothes were ripped off of her. They were on the bank. I mean, none of the nasty stuff. But I do believe that she was sexually assaulted, and I believe this whole crime is a SA type crime, and he's just killed this girl.
Yeah, I mean.
And he was already facing that second degree assault, which was going to send him back to prison anyway. And he probably figured this was his last run, and he did something horrible.
How was he not? He had just had a traffic stop 2 days prior.
I know, and if they would have arrested him on that warrant then, she would still be alive.
Right, like why didn't, I just don't get it. None of it makes sense, and it is like they failed this poor girl.
Well, you can't allow people at the same time to be grooming your kid, because if you just look at the pictures alone and listen to him talk when he was sending messages to that mother, he was grooming that child. And if that mother would have showed up to meet that kid,
he was going to hurt her.
He was going to kill her. I believe that too.
Hurt her. And the fact that he was like waving the child in front of the mother's face, like, haha, here's your kid. Maybe you could see her, maybe you won't. Like, it was almost like he was taunting this poor lady and never planned to have them meet. It's just, I mean, overall, it's just sick.
Yeah, because I think he was going to kill them both and then say that she took the kid and took off.
It's like he had that idea of a plan as a getaway, you mean? Not a getaway, like an excuse.
Yeah, this is what I think. I think the little girl probably lost her life the day prior. When he started texting the mother, I believe the little girl was already deceased.
I thought it was the
following morning he disposed of the body.
But I'm not sure that's possible. I think maybe the night of, because on Valentine's Day, she was seen because one of the teachers or a bus driver said she was in a red dress and black boots, which is why they started thinking maybe they needed to look for that set of clothing, because she was at school on Valentine's Day and he was texting the mother that morning.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that evening.
Yeah.
He did whatever he did, and the following morning he disposed of her body at the lake. Because like Nancy was thinking, maybe he's doing this out there in the open, but I don't think that's the case. I think whatever he did at the house in the trailer, and then he disposed of the stuff at that lake at Highway 59, tied the rock to her, of course, and She wasn't like a rock on top of her. He tied a rope to a rock, then tied that rope to like her leg, and then threw it in the water.
Why would he do that?
I mean, because I guess it's easier to. I don't know. I don't know why people would do something like
Never
that.
heard of that before.
But it'd be hard to get the rock to stay on top of you. If you laid the rock on top of somebody and try to get that to hold them down, they might come out from under the rock. But if you tie them to the rock, then they can't really get
Just
away.
anchored.
Just like an anchor, yeah. But underwater, she was swirling around underwater because she was in like a channel where the water's coming from one way and coming from another way. So the dude Tim said she was just kind of spinning around out there in the water.
I can't on here. I wish I could.
Yeah, and also definitely.
I think we need to have like a Busch Gardens day or something. I feel like I'm starting to be a little traumatized over all of it.
Traumatized. You might want to speak up a little bit because the mic's a little ways away. Nobody's probably can hear you.
Sorry, guys.
You ain't got to scream. Okay. So anyway, some things went down in the Karen Reed case today.
I know, and I was wrong.
You said that Turtle Boy wasn't getting out.
Yeah, because he got another charge. How are you in jail for? What did he break his bond? He was out on bond, and then he got
revoked his bond because he got another
charge, and so he landed in jail, and then he got more charges, and then they let him out. Like I don't.
Well, it seems like they would have revoked his bond again because he got another charge again.
That's what I thought was going to happen. That's why I thought there's no way he was getting out. But like I said before, his mama.
I know why he's getting out. He's an FBI informant. That's the word on the internet streets. Is that man is an FBI informant?
I mean, I expected him to snitch already.
I mean, who didn't? Who didn't? But I mean, did you think all of a sudden there was a lot of leniency towards him?
But see, that's not going to prove their case of the city being corrupt, because you just got let out free, my dude. Like now you can't say they're corrupt and they're keeping him in jail for no reason.
Well, they're going to say anything because they were. Did you see how they were cheering for him like he was some rock hero?
That is so weird to me. I wouldn't do it to you if you walked out of court. I wouldn't do it to a freaking celebrity. I think that's just weird. Especially if he's coming out of court for being
it was like
a
circus. I watched it. There was people assaulting each other, walking down the street, pushing and shoving. One dude got pushed down into the street. The cult leader dude. It was like watching a circus. It was like totally watching a circus. I don't know what they're drinking in Boston was in that water, but the evidence that's coming out against Karen Reed does not look good. Yeah. Turtle Boy got lucky, but Karen Reed, I don't know. And Turtle Boy's luck's going to run out eventually too.
Because he's got 20 charges now.
He got 20 charges, and he has to go to court for it. So he better not get himself in any more trouble.
And you know he's gonna, because he can't help himself. He already said he was gonna be one bad motherfucker when he got out.
Yes, talk. That's talk. That dude did 60 days. He said that was the hardest time.
I bet he's got a teardrop now.
What if a teardrop? Oh Lord. PJ got jokes. I can't see that man. He was locked in. He was by himself the whole time he was in there.
Not according to him.
Oh, well, because he's full of shit. He met Pookie. He met Pookie. He met Debo, is who he met. That man, he sat in a medical cell the whole time he was in jail.
I know, because he's scared.
I know.
And then he had his mama write him a note.
His mama wrote him a note to the judge. They said, "Dear Judge, please let my son out of jail."
Yeah, I promised to watch him and he won't leave my sight.
Is that what it said?
Something like that.
She promised to watch him. Okay.
No, she has cancer or had cancer and said that she'd been watching the grandkids and that it would be easier if he came out and watched his own kids.
It probably would be easier.
I know.
On her, you know. Do I think he deserves 20 years in prison? No. Did he do some idiot stuff? Yeah. Did he serve enough time for the idiot stuff he did?
He just gotta come on.
I don't know. I think
he was still journaling while he was in prison.
I know
I said
firsthand.
prison.
I've done 60 hard days. I've done more than that. Okay, I've done more than that. But I know 60 days. I know at the 60-day mark, you've been broke. Okay, it's broke your spirits. It's hard. It's hard to
Protective
do.
custody gangsta.
Yeah, it's a protective custody action. But look, it don't matter. Being in there itself, he will not approach things the same way again. He don't want to go back to jail. Because
Yeah.
once you know you're not a criminal and you get in there, you know that ain't for you. Just like me, when I got to jail, I was like, man, this shit ain't for me. I don't want to be. I ain't no criminal. So
Yeah, but you talk to people there, and
yeah,
have
I mean, because I
the
adapt to
actual
my environment.
experience.
Yeah,
He
I
sat by
adapt.
himself in a room.
Yeah, I do.
It's not really.
But
the
what I'm
same.
saying
I don't
is
think he
I
got any
know
punishment.
60. You know, people on the street that ain't been in jail. You say 60 days like it's nothing. 60 days in jail sucks. Anybody in here been in jail? Press 1. Look, 60 days in jail. Don't be. Don't. We ain't gonna hold it against you.
I'm
But
just
60
kidding.
days. Anybody done 60? Anybody did a hard 60 in here? Look, I feel for him. I look, especially being alone like that for 60. His 60 was probably. I've done way longer than that, but his was hard because he was by himself. Look, we got some criminals in here. Hide your wallets, hide the purse, hide the purse and what? That was a trick to see who was criminals in our chat room. Told you. I told you we playing. Look. But look, 60 days.
Hey, crime stories upstairs.
Ain't nobody that been locked up want to do 60. Okay.
Nobody wants to do a day. Who in their right mind wants to go to jail and do 10 minutes? I don't.
I mean, you know, some of it you can sleep through the first couple days. You know,
Yeah.
everybody needs a little rest. You go to jail, it's loud as shit, but I can. You adapt. You just tune it out and sleep for the first 2 days, but then when you wake up, you energize and you stuck in a cell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you're like, damn, I wish I had slept 2 days because now I can't sleep. So
Oh, I guess the turtle riders had turtle pins on.
I don't know what they had on. They had on their extra strong Kool-Aid in the coolers. Okay, they must have been spraying it on them like
We have
nuclear waste and
285 likes
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
and 650 people in the room.
We got what?
286 likes and 650 people.
Okay, I know the trick.
Lolo,
We gotta bring.
you're gonna get Lolo.
We gotta bring out Lola.
Using you.
Nobody likes us on YouTube, Lola. We need backup. We need support. Like the video, comment, subscribe, join up. Lolo gotta eat, okay? And Lolo eat that expensive food, straight chicken. He said, "Oh, he just burped? Yeah, all up in my face." All right.
That was so loud.
She's
Such a little tiny dog.
I know. She's like, yeah, I just ate it. Man. Can you get up out my face? Why y'all got me up on camera? Say hey to everybody. Like the video. Like the video. Like the video. Right there. Where's it at, Lola? It's right there somewhere. It's a little thumbs up. Hit your paw on it.
She's just looking down like, what are you doing?
Okay, well, okay, love.
Did you
Alright,
put her heat blanket at least?
If that didn't work, we don't know what to do at this point. There's 680 of you watching. So give Lolo a like if you hate our face, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So we touching on the Karen Reed stuff with like, he had hair on the bumper. How did his hair get on the bumper?
Well, the glass that he was drinking also had, there was particles of that on the bumper also, I believe.
Could he have been bent over and she hit him?
I think he was. And you know what?
Because he had a fractured skull.
Mm-hmm. And Triple D was asking how he could have been hit because he was super tall and how his hair would have been on the bumper if he was so tall. And I always thought he was bent over. But with her own words, because everybody's like, well, if you think she's guilty, why do you think she's guilty? Her own words in the one interview on Dateline, she literally says what happens. And she's like, he didn't want to go out usually. We usually were homebodies. So all of a sudden now he wants to go to this party. And like by the tone of her voice, you could tell she's agitated retelling the story. Then she's like, well, he got out and he took way too long. So I just decided to go home. Well, I could totally see her getting pissed off he got out to even get out to go to this party, being pissed off, revving it, and leaving.
Yeah, but it's a little strange. He would have had to be bent over, bent down, and she backed into him somehow. I have a fellow human who is not What's that say, PJ? On your glasses.
Who is
Afraid,
not afraid to be real.
real.
I love a
Go
fellow
Lolo.
It says, I love a fellow human who is not afraid to be real. Go Lolo.
Go Lolo.
Lolo.
When all else fails, go to the low dog. Okay.
Awesome.
Who don't like a
Maybe
little pretty dog?
Thank you. We got another super chat. Sticker.
Thank you, guys. Right there, I see it.
Oh, and when Triple D asked that in chat earlier about how he was so tall and there was hair on the bumper, somebody said it could have been an armpit hair.
Armpit hair. Well, I was thinking the same thing. What kind of hair is it? They just said his hair was there. There was glass and his DNA.
Yeah. I mean, that could be anything fluid wise. That you got, I don't know.
It would have to be some type of blood
Mm-hmm.
in the glass. How does the glass get into the bumper and hit him in the head at the same time?
If he's bent over holding glass.
Bent over? Who bends over like that?
No.
Hold the glass. That's
Getting a little greeny.
that seems insane to me, right? Does that seem a little weird? But in court, they're going to use DNA against her, all these things.
I'm still telling you that black box in that car. We haven't seen any of that data. And they have data. I guarantee you she either accelerated really quickly. There you go.
Like Lolo, she's hooked up now. She's ready to get out of Dodge.
Those
She's like,
greenies smell so bad.
it smells like dead.
I don't know what's in here.
Okay, don't get me too sidetracked. I'll forget what we're talking about.
We're talking about Karen Reed and why
Karen
she's
Reed.
going to be guilty.
Okay, so now we know that the search was done. How long does it take to die in the cold? Was done at what, 6:30 in the morning?
When she said, yeah. When they interviewed Jen McCabe, I believe. There's too many Jens in this story.
Mm-hmm.
She had said that when it got to the scene that Karen was frantic, saying, I hit him, question mark, according to Karen.
Yeah.
And that she was asked, how long do you think he would have to be out here to be dead? Is he dead? Like, she was freaking out. And so she Googled it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that's what makes most logical sense.
Thank you, sweetheart.
But here's the thing, you get into proving, and I talked a little bit about this earlier, proving if she did it on purpose or she did it on accident, because second-degree murder would have to be she did it on purpose.
Well, that's where you're the one that actually said from the very beginning that if you're purposefully drunk and driving around, that
it is on purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah, because she's drunk.
Yeah.
You can't say it's an accident if you chose to drink and get behind the wheel of a car and kill somebody.
I think that's going to play a role into it.
Now, if you were sober, it would be an accident if you hit him.
Right.
But drunk, now
you're impaired.
You're impaired and it's on purpose. They consider that on purpose.
But not only that, I mean, that's a starting point, and then there's.
I guess that would carry the difference between manslaughter and second-degree murder. She was intoxicated too when she did it.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is there's no way to show her level of intoxication.
They can show you how many drinks she had.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way that she wouldn't have been intoxicated. And then the next day when she was with the girls looking for him, she couldn't remember the last place she saw him. And still seemed like
she was effed up. I did go to the clubs they went to. It's a pretty nice little place in a quaint little area. I didn't get those videos out today like I said I would. I'll try to get them out.
And Bitsy said, isn't that involuntary manslaughter? That's what they originally charged her with. You said they overcharge her by changing it to second degree. But I'm saying they have to have something that really solidifies the fact that it's more than involuntary manslaughter, or else why would they change it? They didn't have to change it.
People say sometimes it's better to overcharge because then more people are likely to take a plea. But the thing about that is if you overcharge, you have to prove it.
Right. And that's why it doesn't make sense to overcharge.
I know, and that's where I get into this little bit. Even if I was on a jury, I could easily convict Karen Reed of manslaughter. I think I'd have a little bit more hard time putting this lady away forever. not knowing if she did it on
I
accident
sent you
or
some kind of press
purpose.
release in your messenger, I guess.
Who?
Guidance.
Okay, well, I can't read that right now. We're not in the studio. I don't have any way to access my email or any of that stuff. So we're in Studio B tonight, the living room. We're in the living room. So, okay, so there's a press release. All right, you want to read them in the press release? I ain't getting no glasses. And what is the, I'm assuming it's on Elijah.
It's on Elijah.
Okay, give it to me.
And should we give him a rundown before we just go right into it? Because we haven't even touched on that story yet at all.
Elijah's the little boy that's missing out of Wisconsin, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. His mother had court today. She's has a $15,000 cash bail. So there's a possibility that she could get out. Right now, the child is still missing, not recovered. The caregiver, which some say is the mama's boyfriend, Jesse Vang, he is also in custody on a $20,000 cash bond. He also has a federal hold, so he's not going anywhere. But there is a possibility that the mother, if she can come up with the cash, could get out of jail. The families gave a victim statement today, and they said that they wish that the courts would have kept them with no bond in one place. So if anything comes up and they do find this
They
baby,
also said they're not paying it.
what, the family, they're not paying their bond? Of course they're not going to pay the bond. Okay, and it says
Awesome.
DOLLY gifted $1
Thank you.
membership. Make sure if you got a membership, and
I gave
thank
out
the
5
person.
this morning. You didn't even see.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you.
I got
Here's
paid.
the card to you. All right,
I got
so
paid.
anyway, that is the rundown on the little boy Elijah. It's not looking really good. The mother, we learned today, sent this boy to this house for discipline to a man that has former charges of selling methamphetamine,
Well, what I heard
cocaine,
before I listened to the
drugs,
stream
all kinds of bad stuff.
today, what I heard from the family and the stuff that's going on in the Facebook group was that she had said she had sent him there to learn his manners or to be a big boy.
Well, you know what she needs to learn? She needs to learn some manners. Jailhouse manners. Jailhouse manners. Bertha in
She's
cell
young. She's
C4
like 30 years
needs to
old.
run up in there and start dropping bows.
Okay, let me get this pulled up.
Okay, read it. Read it.
Okay.
Now, y'all got it.
Okay. So this was released at 8:05, which is like 21 minutes ago, their time. In order to keep our community informed, we felt it important to share the following facts. Now they want to share the facts.
It's already been leaked.
I feel like, I feel like when law enforcement does this, where they're asking for public's help and they need help searching, but they don't tell where to search or how
Okay,
to
let's
search
get through the release
It's
and then
like-
we'll touch on it.
Okay. Elijah still has not been located. We are continuing to work day and night in our search effort, which includes but are not limited to officers following up on all tips and leads, searches of our rivers, drones in the areas, teams of officers and agents out on foot, and a continued search of the landfill. We will also have Wings of Hope and North Star Rescue joining our search effort tomorrow. We are aware of numerous citizens also out searching. We appreciate everyone's joint concern and dedication in locating Elijah. We would like to remind people to respect others' private property and for citizens to know that our law enforcement teams will be in uniform and or have proper law enforcement agencies identification. This includes local, state, and federal law enforcement. Although you may see our biggest presence in the city of Two Rivers where Elijah was reported missing, know that our investigation also extends into neighboring communities, as well as Elijah's city of residence in Wisconsin Dells. We continue to explore all avenues and possibilities in our efforts to locate Elijah. Katrina Bauer and Jesse Vang both had bail hearings today. Bauer is being held on a $15,000 cash bail and Vang is being held on a $20,000 cash bail. If bail is posted, they are not to have contact with each other or children under the age of 18. We again extend our gratitude to all of the agencies, citizens, and businesses for your continued assistance and support in our search for Elijah. Thank you also for generous food donations that have kept our staff going strong. We have taken numerous requests to donate in a variety of ways. At this time, we genuinely appreciate everything, but we ask that you contact our police department's business number, and then it gives the number, to schedule food donations to prevent waste. We currently don't have accounts set up to accept monetary donations, but are working diligently to do so. Oh, Lord. Beware of scams seeking your money or personal information. The Two Rivers Police Department will be your source for factual information, which they haven't given us any.
None.
And we will
Zero.
continue to update the community as we are able and as timely as we can. Locating Elijah remains our top priority. Chief Ben Minor, Two Rivers Police Department.
Okay, that was no information at all.
We already knew all of that.
The internet knew that this morning.
Yeah.
They gave no detail into if they're a suspect or anything. The
Yeah.
only thing they did say is they're searching a wider area. They're searching the Dells where the mother lived.
Yeah.
So, but the focus, they don't even say, is on the landfills. They've been on the landfill for the last 2 days.
Yeah. And then people in the group were saying that that's common for missing child cases or missing people.
That's
cases.
not
I've never
common.
heard that before.
That's not common. Yeah, common if your name is Leilani Simon.
Yeah.
It's common, but it ain't common in any other case for them to go, okay, there's a missing kid, let me go search the landfill. They
Yeah.
think that kid is dead.
Mhm.
And they're not telling the public that. That's why they don't have legit searches going on, because they're not legit searching. They have something else totally in mind. I hate to say that.
I mean, and then with them not giving us any information, it only leads people to speculate as to what they're doing based on prior experience, Leilani. And
Yeah.
therefore, it leads to a bunch of speculation that people get upset over as well. But it's like, how are they going to ask for the public's help and thank them for their help, but then not give them any information on how to help or what they're helping with?
I don't know. That's my thing. That's what makes me think they know something that we don't know, and they still ain't telling it. And they're not coming out and giving news conferences because they don't want to answer media questions. They're ducking the media's questions. Even when the first conference they gave, the media tried to ask questions. He said, "We ain't answering questions." He walked straight off, didn't answer one question from media. They still ain't took questions from the media because you know what the media is going to ask them. And the thing is we don't know exactly what day that baby went missing.
Right. Or what their stories were as to what happened that morning, where they were, like what area are they focused on, like where was he last seen? I mean, just
Well,
like
at
the
least it wasn't
basic
one of
information.
just like in our title, we got Harmony Montgomery up there. At least it wasn't a situation like that where they didn't wait 2 years to report the baby missing. So, is it possible that this baby got out? But
It's possible.
if it got out, how would it get in the dumpster?
Well, there was woods right directly behind the house, and
Yeah,
it's
but they've searched the
confusing
woods
because
pretty thorough.
people are saying apartment, but I believe this man's house that he was with was a house. The mother's
He lived in an
apartment.
apartment. He lived in an apartment too.
Okay.
I know that for a fact because I listened to his court stuff today,
And that
he
was
an apartment too.
by the woods, right? Because people were saying, how would he have gotten out and none of the neighbors would have seen him? Like if he just slipped out while he was napping.
He said he last seen him at 8 o'clock in the morning. How many of the neighbors are out at 8 o'clock in the morning? That's a question. And even if you're out, I mean, it's possible. I've shared this story before. I was working and I broke down in one of the worst neighborhoods you could humanly break down in.
I remember this story.
Right? I break down in this neighborhood and I had just bought this spray rig for painting and it cost me, I think I paid almost $5,000 for the spray rig and I had it in the van. The van was messed up and I was thinking to myself, I'm in the worst neighborhood ever. It's the middle of the night. This spray rig, I can't leave my spray rig in this van. So I need to stay with the van. So I'm calling one of my workers up, letting them know I'm broke down, but it's the middle of the night. And I get out the thing and the van's overheating and stuff. And all of a sudden, this little ass toddler, I mean, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in the most dope infested neighborhood you can humanly think of. And this little 2-3-year-old toddler, butt naked in a diaper, walks right up to me by itself, middle of the night. And I'm like, what the hell, right? And one, I don't want to draw no attention to myself. and the kid's coming up to me like, pick me up. And I'm like, hell no, because,
And you're stealing someone's
then
kid.
it looks like I'm kidnapping a kid. Or I'm going to get shot out here because I'm in the worst area humanly possible. And I am just totally freaking out, right? And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm at the point where I'm about to call the police, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm thinking shit, like, all of a sudden there's this apartment door, and I see a hand come out the door and pour out a cup of coffee. And I was like, hey, right? And I just said it loud enough. And this old black lady sticks her head out the door. And I go, hey, somebody's baby's out here, right? And she goes, I don't know whose baby that is. That might be Tisha's or so. She said somebody's name. And she's like, hold on. Then this lady gets up. She starts beating on doors, right? And now what I'm thinking is, I'm going to get killed out here, right? Like, I'm like, oh my God, hurry up, please. I hope my ride hurries, right? So eventually, they go beating on doors. By this time, the whole neighborhood's awake. Okay, they done woke up
3 o'clock in the morning.
They done woke up the whole apartment fucking complex, right? Now, look, and then this lady comes out. She's in a robe. She looks like she's about 22, something young. Walks out in a robe, grabs the baby by the arm, snatches the baby up by the arm, and drags it back to the house. And I'm standing out there like this, and all these people are standing around. I'm like, oh man.
Lord.
And luckily enough, here comes my people in another van so I could offload. I ended up leaving the van and have it towed the next day. But that was the oddest thing. I mean, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, this little baby just walked right up to me.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
You imagine somebody looking out the door, I'm holding the baby. It's like, you can't make it up, right? Like, I'll never forget it a day in my life. And just like, people got to watch their kids. And the kid had just slipped out, I guess, walked out of the house in the middle of the night. He didn't look scared. He wasn't crying.
Yeah.
And walked right up to a stranger.
I mean, it definitely happens. It's possible, but
oh, I know it's possible. I mean, what's the chances of that? Like, what is the human chances of you breaking out on the side of the road and a baby walking up to you?
Sully said, "Were you the only white guy?"
Yeah, it was in a bad area. The area now they've leveled. It was this real bad apartment complex where people were getting murdered. It was like dope houses and trap spots. But it's right off the interstate. So I broke down off the interstate. It was the only place I could pull, and
My dad lost my sister one time.
you lost just but it worked out okay. I didn't get killed. The baby got returned home, and I got my $5,000 spray rig out there before it ended up in a pawn shop somewhere.
Spray rig was safe.
The spray rig. That's the only reason I say I would have bailed from the van instantly if it didn't have that brand new spray rig in it. And I had just started my company, and I spent all this money on this. Huh?
And then who knows where that poor baby would have gone?
Maybe you're right. Maybe people were in place for a reason. Maybe it was meant to be that I broke down right there.
Mm-hmm. That's what I believe in.
It worked out. I mean, something bad could have happened to that baby. I'm glad it didn't.
There's kids that are just like that want to. I babysat a lot, and there's a lot of different kids that I came in contact with that would like randomly go and play with the door or like want to get out the door, and it freaked me out.
I mean, it was summertime. It wasn't like it was cold out because he was only in a diaper. Yeah, that's just one of those stories. You got to keep the doors locked. It's possible this kid could have did that, but look, here's the thing. Why don't they care? Why is the mother not concerned?
The mother is not concerned. You're right. And the grandmother had said something to the likes of she didn't have a proper response to getting told her kid was missing. Everybody always says, the usual, everybody acts different when they find out. Maybe she's in shock. I do believe there's past drug issues, and it may be the case as to what's going on now. Like there was a relapse of some sort.
That's what I'm thinking too, that the girl's on some type of drugs. Because when they showed her in court today, she was just pretty much like every time they said something, she was like kind of shaking her head like she had some little snotty ass attitude.
I mean, she's only 31,
but
32. She's about to be 33.
But why not be bawling out, crying, telling the judge you want to find your baby like a normal human being? I know everybody acts different too, but they shouldn't. Guilty people act different. All the innocent people, they bawl and cry like Brandy Neal.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what innocent people do. They bawl and cry the first time you say a blink or see the picture, they're crying. That's what innocent people do. Guilty ass people, they don't seem concerned. Like, one, she sent her baby to be disciplined. Who sends a 3-year-old to be disciplined?
That's the part that I was confused about
They
because, like
need-
I said, the mom was talking, not the mom, the grandma was talking in the group saying stuff like the manner of him going there was
They need to be disciplining
teach
her
him
in
to
the
be a big
jail
boy
right now.
and to
Uppercut.
do
There
manners.
should be some chick right now that got her by her wig, uppercutting her.
And
Right
then I
now.
read a lot of different posts that she was posting in that autism group. It
I
seemed
got
like
your
she was
15,000.
having a really hard time handling the other child. And so it's almost as if she couldn't handle the two kids together, or she couldn't. And then I can see somebody wanting to get away from their life problems to go back to drugs. I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't look good.
How can you not discipline us? You're going to send. Okay, I get it. You can't figure out how to discipline your child. They have courses, they have programs, they have professional people. You don't send your kid to the fucking a dude that looks like he's in the MS-13.
Well, did you
Okay,
hear
I'm
them
just saying,
say?
with tattoos on his neck,
Yeah,
been
did
in
you?
prison for meth and cocaine.
Yeah, but if
That's
you do math too, and that's who you hang out with, they're rumored to be dating.
it's. You
Um,
might as well send your kid to Scarface. Yo, Tony.
Tony's daycare.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you might as well have
Tone Capone's kitty
Capone,
care.
yeah, Tone Capone's daycare and the Harmony Montgomery stuff. And wow, it's when the system fails kids. The system fails kids a lot.
Okay, Tracy said, have you seen the post in the autism group where Katrina was asking for help with her daughter when she
Yeah.
was trying to get her back? Yeah, and that's why I was confused as to why the little boy would need help with manners and discipline when she was in the autism group saying the little girl was having outbursts and due to her autism, and so she was pushing
You
the
know
little
why?
brother
Because
out
she's
the.
probably getting high and not just raising her
She
kid.
doesn't have a job. Did you catch at the court
Or
today?
job or phone.
Phone number, yeah. Did you catch
She's on
the
SS.
right?
Yeah,
What is that? You know,
some type of
disability.
disability, maybe. I don't know.
Yep,
I'm not an
that's
expert. I
Social
don't get
Security,
nothing.
Social Security disability insurance, maybe. I don't know what the I is for, but it's something to do with disability. So there's something. The baby's father.
I'm on the soap. You don't buy soap, I don't eat. Okay.
There's domestic abuse, and I believe there might have been brain injury, allegedly rumored. So she's got some type of disability overall.
Yeah, she don't know
And
where her baby's at.
so,
That's her disability.
I mean, I'm just trying to explain to you why it maybe.
They should have an electric boot that just kicks people in the ass, and you got to get kicked in the ass until you know.
Kick you in the ass.
It just constantly just boot boot this straight kick in the ass. That should be their punishment until something happens.
I'm just saying it seemed like she was having a hard time caring for two
It's
kids.
gonna be one of those situations where the dude takes the fall and the mom walks.
I don't know because they have rumors.
That's how the judge was talking.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, there's neighbors that are saying that she was at the same place that he was, so that's why she's getting in trouble too.
When the judge came up there today, she was like, well, I don't know what the public expects, but this is just a child endangerment case. Like, that wasn't no big deal. Like, to the judge, like, that ain't shit, you know? And
You probably saw there was 500 million people in the room. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
yeah, and then, well, they set the bill higher than they think they could afford to pay because she didn't have no job. So they don't think they're getting out. At least there's that.
And she's not shown up to a court case before.
Is that the ice machine making all
Yeah.
that noise?
It needs more water in it. It does that.
Okay. I was wondering what that noise was.
It does that all the time. That's the first time you heard that?
I'm in my own bubble. I don't be noticing things. I heard it that time,
thing
though.
does that every like 30 minutes, especially if you don't add water in it when it tells you to.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard.
Lolo barks at that sometimes.
I was like, what the hell is that noise? So anyway, where was we at?
The 3-year-old that needs a discipline check.
They need
And
a
the-
discipline check. Okay, they need to send her into the worst cell they can put her in with the meanest chick in the jail cell. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, she's there. I don't think she's gonna get bailed out. Everybody in her family has been trying to help her, and she's gone back and forth with having drug addiction.
And she's missed court a lot.
So, in order to get answers from her, where she can be in contact, it would be beneficial to keep her there. Because if she doesn't have a phone number and she's missed court dates before, and she's not answering properly to questioning of where her son is, sadly, sometimes as a parent, you have to do that to keep your.
So we got these people in custody. They ain't gonna tell where the kid is. You got Kayla and them, Adam Montgomery in jail. They're not telling where Harmony is. Like, I don't know. I would hit them with a taser until they talked.
Oh, and see, guidance said, and those same neighbors with the doorbell cam is now gone. See, how does that happen?
What do you mean they're gone?
I'm not sure. I just read what she said. Yep, they're upstairs neighbors, and those same neighbors, their doorbell cam is now gone. That's strange.
Their doorbell cam is gone. I
Strange,
mean,
there's not-
how do you steal somebody's doorbell cam? They want to take a picture of you when you go to steal it?
It makes me question if Elijah was even, though he had never evaluated. Huh? I mean, I just saw that comment from guidance. I guess there was more to it before. I was trying to get the whole story.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll update a little more tomorrow because I'm getting a little tired. I've been going since really early this morning. So I want to take a second to thank everybody that's been tuning in. Also, before we go, let's thank the people that have donated for us to get to CrimeCon. We're over halfway there. And what do you think? We got about a week?
We've got about a week.
About a week.
Yeah.
Because there'll be out of booth. So if you got a couple extra bucks and you want to help Dolly and PJ get to CrimeCon 2024, we have a link posted and
At
the top, right? But
You
we
want
want pull it up so we can thank the
Okay.
people that have donated so far. Because I don't want to miss anybody.
Okay. I have to go back to the stream because I thought I had it pulled.
Okay, give us 1 second. We just want to make sure we thank everybody before we go that have been supporting. We're getting close to the wire. So let's see. Does it show you everybody?
I'll have to go to the part where it says show all. I think it's at the bottom.
Well, if you start at the top, that's where it begins.
That's true. It just won't name everybody. Okay.
All right, well, go ahead through them.
Okay. We have Becky Gentry. Enjoy your time at CrimeCon and stay safe, Dolly and PJ and Little Lolo.
Oh, thank you.
Amber Johnson. Good luck, y'all.
Thank you, Amber.
Anonymous donor. Dolly and PJ, Turtle Love, Turtles Rock, and Represent.
Thank you, thank you. And also, Sully.
Awesome.
Add this to the CrimeCon.
Criminal Med, outstanding trial coverage, perfect ending, Grandma Bunny.
Thank you, Criminal Med.
Sarah H from Ohio, aka SKH90.
Thank you, Sarah H.
You guys are awesome, and I hope you meet your goal. Just ordered soaps today. Can't wait to get them. So I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
pack those here soon too. You have soap to make later.
I know. I'm going to make it in the morning because I'm going to bed.
Barbara Thompson, no comment.
Thank you, Barbara. We love you, even though you didn't leave a comment.
Nicely nosy.
Nicely nosy.
Have a ball, Dolly, PJ, and Lolo.
What is it? Have a ball?
Yeah.
We're going to try our best. We're bringing everybody
Lolo's
what
gonna
it
have a
says.
blast. Kathy 514, hope this helps Dolly and PJ.
Thank you, Kathy.
Anonymous donor. Hope you make your goal. I don't have much, but a little goes a long way. Safe travel.
Thank you so much. All it matters is you gave and you cared. Thank you so much, anonymous donor. Virtual hugs to you.
Kaylin, I can't wait to see you guys go. Have a great time.
Kaylin always rocks. Thank you, Kaylin.
Gigi's mama.
Gigi's mama.
Wish I could be there with you.
You can. Come on.
I'll be watching. Safe travels. Love your personality. Lost Cookie.
Lost Cookie.
No comment.
No comment.
Mary T. I can't go, so some I love should be able to.
Thank you, Mary T.
Sweet.
Ain't she sweet?
Fonda. Love true crime and Dolly Vision. Have a safe trip, Dolly and PJ.
What is it, Don Fonda?
Mm-hmm.
Don. Yes, thank you, Don.
Anonymous donor, aka Kelly Suo. U812.
That ain't anonymous then. If it's,
I know.
you know, if you
It
ain't
says anonymous, but then
it
it
has
has
her name. Yeah, so she's not
I was
anonymous.
just
It's Kelly.
reading.
Kelly, thank you, Kelly. You're not anonymous. We know who you are. We got eyes.
It's a secret.
It's not a secret. Da Vinci.
Kaylin again. What?
Kaylin
Hi,
is
PJ and Jimmy. Hope all is well.
awesome. Kaylin, virtual hugs.
3. Have a great time. Love you guys.
Thank you, Diane.
And this is where I left off last time because I remember I was having a hard time making sure I wanted to say that name correctly. Donadette.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I murdered it the other
It's
day.
Donadette.
Donadette. Okay. Donadette, I'm sorry that I murdered your name the other night. Okay, I completely apologize.
You are both amazing. Thanks for all the hard work. YouTube videos are top notch. Have fun.
Loves.
Sylvie.
Sylvia always rocks.
Joanne, no comment.
Joanne rocks too.
And see, this is what I was talking about when I go to, it's going to go here.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure I read all that.
Well, if we miss anybody, we'll get them in the next one. But thank you guys, everybody that's been supporting our goal to try to get the crime con.
Another criminal man.
It is the biggest true crime convention in the country this year.
I want to meet Nancy.
And I want to meet Nancy. She kind of tripped me out today, though. Nancy tripped me out.
That was crazy.
It was cringe worthy.
How she said she's not going to curse anymore, and then she like went straight into every other cringe word. One mainly.
She said some cringy things today, boy. I was like, whoa, Nancy, a little crazy. All right, guys, y'all be good. Look, let's leave them with a question. For the replay crew.
You're the one that always comes up with questions.
Why I gotta come up with a question?
I don't come up with things on the fly like that.
Okay, here's the question.
See?
What should we do with these monsters that we know are guilty of these heinous crimes? Should we bring back public executions?
Turtle Madness said we always miss her. I saw that she had donated. I read it last time.
That is the question. Make sure if you haven't, like this video.
Thanks, Turtle Madness.
Replay crew, get us to 1,000 likes. I know you can do it. Team replay. Team replay, baby. I'll see y'all later. Peace. You want to say any last words?